a YouTube channel. I shared it. I always share these kind of things on Twitter. Sometimes I share them on Instagram, but yeah, you can't count on my Instagram. They've been taking it down, putting it back up. So yeah, maybe go to my Twitter, and or if you don't have access to Twitter, hopefully you'll just look it up, because I can't put links on the channel. We get into trouble with links on the channel. So what's going on here is emergency alert for La Palma, extremely important. This video could save millions of lives. So that was put up on YouTube. I don't know how long it'll stay up. Okay, and what they're saying there is that there's a series. I'll just shorten it for you, but you could go watch it yourself. And it may have been taken down already, but there's a very good, well, he shows evidence, absolute evidence, that there's an absolute grid pattern to explosions that are trying to be, mainstream media might be saying they're earthquakes, okay? But they're in a grid pattern and they're exactly on ley lines. So when you actually see where these explosive things are coming from that are supposed to be natural in nature, it's in a perfect grid, okay? And he shows that. So what's basically he's saying is, it's like the powers that be on the dark side are trying to take down and create that situation on the Canary Islands, so that big chunk of land goes into the ocean and actually creates that tidal wave. Okay, so it's like they're throwing everything at us, because now Michael Jaco came on and he was talking about something he got from Carrie Cassidy and her intel, that there is a border town taken over by cartel, and the borders in Texas are absolutely at risk of they're being infiltrated. Well, they've been infiltrated apparently for a long time, but now the cartels are coming by the thousands and taking over small towns, and scary things going on. So you'll have to watch, after you watch this video, go watch Michael Jaco's video on it. Today he just put it up. Today being October 23rd, my favorite number, the 23, October 23rd, Saturday. Okay, so this is when this is going up. So if other people post this and say, a week from now and say it was today's video, you got a bootlegger, okay? Those bootleggers. So I'm going to start saying the dates of these. Somebody suggested that. It's a great idea. Okay, so it's October 23rd, Saturday, and all this breaking news. So those border towns were breached apparently last night, Friday, the 22nd. This is what Michael Jaco was saying, and he got it from Carrie Cassidy, who got it from some of her intel. She has some really good sources. I don't always like her style of, like, I know she's a reporter, so she's not trying to help you through what's going on. She just reports what's going on, and she's absolutely clear about that. So I get it. She's not trying to coddle people, so her information isn't always, it can be brutal to listen to. But yeah, she really brings the intel though, so I really appreciate it. I appreciate and watch a lot of truthers, but I don't always buy everything they're saying, just by the way. Okay, and I think everybody needs to behave like that. You don't have to not like them because you didn't like one thing they said. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, right? Like some people wouldn't like the way I do certain things or say certain things, but I bring a certain amount of information. Some people really like the delivery, but there's so many good sources of information, but not everybody has the whole picture. You know what I mean? Like some people were complaining that I was shouting out and really wanting to support Jeanette Archer because apparently she talks bad about Trump. Okay, she's a survivor of SRA. Okay, if she doesn't trust elites and lumps them all together, regardless, that's her business. It's her healing journey. She's still bringing incredible intel. So just because she doesn't necessarily believe in the whole Trump in the White Hats, which I totally believe in, okay, doesn't make me not want to listen to what she says. Okay, so that doesn't make her bad. That just means she's not willing to look at any elites, likely because of her past, at the hands of elites. Okay, it makes sense. She's on a healing journey. It's the same as Jessie Gibraltar. I always hack her name up. But Jessie, I've always respected her intel and shouted her out many times. But she completely talks down on tarot readers and intuitives, like people that are doing the kind of work I do. Basically, it's demonic according to her religion, and she's very, very firm about her religious beliefs, likely because it saved her from and put her on her healing journey. Okay, so I take that into consideration, and I don't take her personally when she talks down about people that do the kind of work I do, because I have enough personal, I feel really good about what I do, and she doesn't know me personally. And if she did, she'd know that I absolutely would never use that kind of energy in a demonic way. But she was brought up in a dark cult that did use that. So everything to do with those kind of practices would get lumped together in her interpretation. This is what I would say. Okay, so we've got people that are on their healing journeys, and they may have some blind spots, like we all do when we're in a healing place, right? She might take lifetimes to come around to tarot readers, if she ever does. Okay, but that doesn't make her intel bad. She's awesome, and she brings incredible intel. So I don't take that personally. I don't take Jeanette Archer's comments personally. I just take what she's saying, the parts that make sense to me. Okay, that's how you do it. That's how you want to navigate these. There's a lot of great truthers out there, and they don't all have the same, they don't all bring the exact same thing, right? But take what you feel good about and leave the rest. We're good. We're good. You don't have to block them because you don't like one thing they said. Okay, so we're going to look at this. First of all, we're going to look at the border town. Let's look at the border towns in Texas. What on earth's going on? According to Michael Jaco, there's a whole bunch of ex kind of guys like him there, or not maybe a whole bunch, but some of them were heading there, and some sort of plainclothes special ops forces there. But basically, the police have left those towns, and also the Border Patrol. And he's saying that they really need to send the National Guard and more border control right now down there. So I wonder if by now they've already done that. I don't know. I haven't checked up on that. So if anyone knows sort of the latest on this, let me know. So we're just going to look all around that situation and see what the cards say about it. Very interesting. It looks like it's already been, so there was swift action to the good. So I don't know who did the swift action, but a group of, maybe it was exactly what Michael Jaco describes. So go watch his video after this one. Okay, his latest one that he put up here on the 23rd in the morning. It looks like swift action was already taken to really keep these borders safe. So I don't think there's as big as an emergency. I don't think it's going to go to an invasion. Maybe they wanted it to look like an invasion. Maybe they wanted to. Once again, I feel like we've got a failed dark cult invasion here. Okay, so I don't think it's going to be nearly as horrific as, or I think we've got a whole bunch of exaggerating going on, and possibly the situation will get handled a lot quicker, because none of this looks like the kind of disasters that could happen from that kind of a situation. It doesn't look like it was made up either, though. Things were happening, but it feels like it's already been contained to some degree. So by the time this reaches your ears, it could have even been more contained, because it seems like it goes forward really in a contained way. So take it down some notches. So if you're living close to those borders, it's not, I mean, obviously it'll be a little scary, but I feel like it's not nearly as bad as what's been reported. Okay, so that's good to know. it just looks like another failed dark cult. They're just getting desperate and throwing everything. And that would include what's going on at this, what do they call it? La Palma, I think they call it that. That's the volcano. But anyway, the Canary Islands volcano situation, where there's all these underground explosions or whatever. Who knows what they're using, what kind of technology, but they're exactly along the ley lines, and they're gridded. Okay, so when you take a really close look at them, and that video I shouted out at the beginning, go check that out, because he goes through it and shows you exactly how to look it up. But it couldn't have happened from nature. Okay, so that's obviously it's being done. And you can imagine there was another volcano, I can't remember, somewhere in the States that just erupted recently, like today or something, or this morning. And I just read about that. I don't remember exactly where it is. I think it's in a desert too. But it's so important to remember that they have these, like both sides have these things. I mean, I guess it would be those weather manipulators that would also be able to manipulate what appears to be underground explosions, what appears to be earthquakes. So it's like, whoa, it's hot and heavy war here. I'm hoping the big move, the domino fall that Juan O'Savin's been talking about, even if it's just one domino, let it fall, because this stuff's we gotta turn the ship around. We gotta turn this around so the truthers and everybody watching videos like this whole community, we start knowing we really do got this. Because we've been told we got this. I feel we got this. The cards say we got this. We gotta see it for our own self. So let's all visualize that happening. Let's all imagine and visualize in a positive way, because that'll really help bring it, instead of getting, really fearful, shutting down in fear and be naysayers. Okay, unfortunately, that is not the way to do it. We need to actually visualize and assume that that's a possibility, that this could all actually get turned around with a big move by the Alliance, which I believe is going to happen. Okay, but it'll really help it. Let's attract it. Let's keep open to that. Okay, because that's our part of this, right? Okay, let's have a look. So we're looking at that, obviously a manipulated situation to create that big wave, because wouldn't that be very convenient? Okay, we're just seeing their moves. Okay, we're looking at the border as one of their moves. They're trying to get it so the country the U.S. fails, right? They're trying to get in every which way. They're attacking the U.S. Okay, because if the U.S. goes down, a whole bunch of other parts of the world go down, right? We know that. That's just that's just been right from the get-go, the plan, right? Because the U.S., a world power like the U.S., and sort of the last hold for true freedom, because we know Canadians haven't been free for a really long time. We just think we were, right? But actually we're so controlled, it isn't even funny. UK, even worse. Australia, take it even up a few more notches. So we're really noticing now how completely brainwashed we've been, in what degrees. And the last holdout really would be the US. And so they're trying to take it down. It's so obvious, right? But it's not going to happen, people. It's not going to happen. So we've got this Nine of Cups. So it absolutely was the plan. So all of those eruptions underground, try to fake you out that they're actual earthquakes, exactly in a grid pattern. I mean, that was foolish of them. Right? Is actually, I feel like it doesn't work. Okay, I feel like the ground holds, or enough of it holds, that the big chunk they were wanting to break off, okay, to create the tsunami, doesn't actually break off, or it doesn't break off to the amount they need to create that kind of a tsunami. So I feel like this is another failed operation by the Dark Hats, and it's going to fail. So wow, yeah. But the guy that was bringing that knowledge is absolutely right. He's bringing it. Wow. It feels like there's work coming from off-world, or possibly, I want to say, outer space. So there's a few words I could use that might get trigger algorithms here, so I'm not going to say them. But I feel like from outer space, things are being done to downplay or lessen the damage here. Okay, so all of this has been counteracted, it looks like. So both these stories look like take them down quite a few notches. Okay, but the plan absolutely was what's being reported there. The plan was to take out that big chunk of land, have it slide into the ocean, create a huge tsunami, and really bring that tsunami to the east coast of the US, in particular New York. And you know how devastating that would be. Okay, so wow, that was interesting. Thank you so much for watching my video, and do like, share, and subscribe.